Can't hear a thing. Join meeting again. What is all that? I need to be higher. Huh? There's still no sound.
I don't think they have turned on the sound yet. We're good. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Board members joining on the WebEx, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, great. And you can see the screen, I'm sorry, you can see the screen that has the Board of Directors slide on it?
Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Thank you. We'll get started in just 1 minute.
I will convene the meeting and welcome members to the October meeting. Pat, will you now call the roll?
Good morning, everyone. Vice Mayor Veronica Malone, City of Avondale. City of Buckeye Councilmember Clay Goodman.
Present.
City of Chandler Mayor Kevin Hartkey. City of El Mirage Vice Mayor Monica Dorsey.
Present.
Town of Fountain Hills Councilmember Mike Charnow. Town of Gilbert Mayor Bridget Peterson. City of Glendale Councilmember Lauren Palmachoff.
Here.
City of Goodyear Councilmember Bill Stipp.
Present.
Maricopa County Supervisor Jack Sellers.
Here.
City of Mesa Councilmember Francisco Heredia.
Here.
City of Peoria Councilmember John Edwards.
Here.
City of Phoenix Vice Mayor Laura Pastor.
Here.
Town of Queen Creek Councilmember Leah Martineau. City of Scottsdale Councilmember Kathy Littlefield.
Here.
City of Surprise Councilmember Chris Judd.
Present.
City of Tempe Vice Mayor Jennifer Adams.
Here.
City of Tolleson Councilmember Adolfo Gomez. Town of Wickenburg Mayor Rui Pereira.
Present.
And Town of Youngtown Mayor Michael LaVault.
Yes, Pat, I'm here.
Thank you. Chair, we can proceed.
Thank you, Pat. If a committee member would like to ask a question or make a comment during the meeting, please type your comment in the box and it will be read aloud and answered. All meeting attendees, please mute your computer, microphone, or phone. Item number 1 is executive session. May I have a motion to enter executive session and a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, any discussion? Okay, I'm trying to train myself. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes passed. We are now going into executive session.
Board members that are currently joining us via WebEx, if you could exit out of this WebEx and use the confidential link that was emailed to you earlier in the past week, and we'll meet you in the other room. Thank you.
It's very fall today. I'm trying to channel it. I'm a little lost. They are. There's lots of work going on, but Blue, I gotta start this meeting and I'll talk to you. Okay. So there. Waiting. I don't know. Can someone just end it?
Hi, to those board members currently on WebEx in this room, I think it's Councilmember Littlefield. There should be another link that was sent to you for the confidential executive session. You need to exit out of this meeting, this WebEx meeting, and enter using the other link.
Okay, let me see if we can do that. Hang on. Okay, we need to exit out, leave meeting.
Yeah. Going upstairs, hang on. Hello. No. Oh, okay. All right. Well, let me know. Yeah, yeah. Not having that. Sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna let you know if you guys are getting into that, so.
The board has exited executive session and we'll be back in just about 3 minutes. And then we'll reconvene the open meeting. They start without me.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I am reconvening the meeting. Item number 2 is executive session action items. Do I have a motion? There you go. Now it's on. So moved.
You can't so move.
The motion on behalf of VMR, I move to approve the First Amendment to the CEO employment agreement as prepared by the interim general counsel.
I will second that.
All right, I have a motion.
Only VMR members can.
Yes, I need a VMR board member to second that. So, Councilmember Heredia, or Vice Mayor Pastor?
Second.
Great, thank you.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please
Hello?
say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those that are not, please say nay. Motion carries. The second vote, the motion should be on behalf of the RPTA. I move to approve the First Amendment to the CEO employment agreement as prepared by the interim general counsel. Who would like to make that motion?
So moved.
I
Second.
will second that.
All right, I got a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those that are not, motion carries. Thank you. We are on item number 3, public comment. The public will be provided with an opportunity at this time to address the committees on non-agenda items and all action agenda items. Up to 3 minutes will be provided per speaker unless the chair allows more at her discretion. A total of 15 minutes for all speakers will be provided. I believe Blue's here.
He is, are we all, Candace Carnegie?
Okay.
Oh.
What do I say, what I came with?
Go ahead.
Candace Carnegie. I came today because I take Valley Metro every day for where I need to go. And every day there's a bus driver that insults me by asking why I need the bus lowered. Because I'm not in a wheelchair and because I don't have crutches, it's a constant annoyance and it's completely disrespectful. I've had buses leave me. This past week, the driver closed the door on my hand, on my arm, because he didn't want to lower the bus or pull it closer to the curb. I don't understand this. I file complaints all the time, and there's no effective change, and I'm tired of it. I use the example of Starbucks from 2018 when 2 African-American men were just sitting in a Starbucks waiting for a friend to come, and they were arrested because a white female manager of that Starbucks called the police on them. Because of that instance that happened in Philadelphia, Starbucks closed their stores for half a day, and that's over 3,000 stores that were retrained for bias training so they can better understand how not to treat people of other ethnicities and color differently or less than. And what I can't understand is why Valley Metro won't do the same thing, where you have a cleansing of the system and you retrain everyone from the top down to better understand customer service. You keep saying how it's a big thing for you, but for me calling in all the time to say what I'm going through and then have to be funneled up someplace and I get apologized until I'm wasting half a day with minutia half the time. So I came today to say Stop talking about how you care about customers and do something about it. I'm at a point where I'm exhausted. It's not fair to me that you can't see my disability, but it's still there. And I'm not understanding why it's so hard for your drivers to push a button to lower the bus. That's all.
Thank you. Mr. Crowley?
The governor vetoed this legislation. Jack's been working with MAG to try to get it redone. But when I hear that it's the legislature and Jack and MAG, where's the representative from here? Where's the transit member on that, trying to make it a better document than what they turned in? Like one of the things in here, it says that they're going to be funding the buses according to length and ridership. Where on the route are they going to be doing that? And that's going to take out the rural routes. Now, I've been up here saying, hey, these are things you need to do for the rural routes. You know, base it at the endpoint coming in, and it works better and functions. But I did that for 2 years, not knowing that this was done and that you guys had how much input onto the bus part? None at all. In here also, it has a statement of transit asset management will be funded at 100%. And I was asking, what is transit asset management? And then when I went and read through it, it said transit asset management, which represents capital replacement costs needed to keep the system in good repair, is funded at 100%. And then I look and I see that it's funded not only at 100%, but it's funded for $1.1 billion. Now we have 70 units in our fleet, right? They cost between $5 and $7 million. They have a 30-year lifespan, so some of them won't even necessitate being replaced by the time that document is done. But when I do the math that the feds pay 80% of the cost on that thing, I go, okay, so we've got 70 and they cost $1 million a piece, so that's $70 million. And you're saying that you have allocated out, or MAG has, with the help of light rail, $1.1 billion. What's going on here? But I don't see the same where it comes to acquiring the buses, expanding the service. And like I said, where on the route are they doing this? Because what we need is the grid to be infilled and done, and also to expand and replace the rural routes that were taken away. And the way you have that road, sir, doesn't do it. And why don't we have input at MAG? Are these the second class? Sorry for going over.
Thank you. Item number 4 is Chief Executive Officer's report. Ms. Jessica Metzberg-Miller.
Good afternoon again, Madam Chair, members of the board, and guests. Just a few brief updates for you today. Earlier this month, we celebrated the 35th Annual Clean Air Campaign Awards. This is part of our Commute Solutions program, and in this program, we recognized a number of our clean air champions. We did this through a great program. We had over 300 attendees, and kudos to the Valley Metro team led by Lillian Duarte, who assembled this lovely curated event. It was attended by Vice Mayor Pastor, Vice Mayor Adams, and Councilmember Tomachoff, as well as a number of community leaders. Our keynote address was given by the ever-entertaining Dan Harkins of Harkins Theaters and our Master of Ceremonies with Dean McLaughlin. Just a word, next slide please, on our Commute Solutions program. Valley Metro is proud to be the administrator of Maricopa County's Commute Solutions program, which is our county travel reduction program. Through that program, our team and our partners work to reduce single occupancy vehicle automobile trips by connecting people with carpooling, by administering our van pool program, and facilitating commutes being made by modes other than automobiles like biking and walking. Our Share the Ride app connects commuters with these resources and with one another. We currently have over 20,000 active users of ShareTheRide.com. We also have an online training program for our transportation coordinators. Those are employees embedded within many of our businesses across Maricopa County. Our van pool program did take a ridership hit during the pandemic, but I'm pleased to report that we're currently servicing over 1,500 van pools. Right now, we are up back over 200 van pools, and we're seeing growth in that number. This is an incredibly important part of our response to congestion and air pollution across Maricopa County. Next slide, please. Okay, yep. I want to give an update on a maintenance forum that Valley Metro co-sponsored in coordination with the Arizona Transit Association. On October 12th and 13th, we hosted a maintenance program at our Mesa Greenfield facility, and this was for contractors and transit service providers across the state of Arizona. We brought in original equipment manufacturers of vehicles and components and provided training to team members across these transit agencies and contractors. This is the first forum of its kind, and I think is a great example of knowledge sharing and collaboration, because there are many different transit operators across Arizona, and especially some of our smaller operators don't have access to the scope and scale of training programs that we do here at Valley Metro. I'd like to continue to see this training program. A strong, skilled labor force within the transit industry is to the benefit of us all. Next slide, please. This has been a big week for service in Valley Metro. This past Monday, October 24th, was our biannual service change. In addition to modifying the schedules for a number of routes, we were pleased to work with the City of Mesa and Councilmember Heredia to launch the Mesa Fiesta Buzz. This is a neighborhood circulator that connects many of the popular business districts across the City of Mesa. It's currently free to riders, and it's operated with a smaller vehicle that is more nimble and more able to serve those business districts. The cities of Avondale and Goodyear also launched their We Ride microtransit program. This was met by a corresponding change in the Zoom fixed route bus schedule. So we're very optimistic about the success of this program, and we're going to continue to support our partners in Avondale and Goodyear. And finally, I want to share news that we have been selected to host the American Public Transit Association's mid-year safety and risk management seminar here in December. This means that safety and risk management professionals from across transit will convene here in Phoenix, and our staff will be participating. I sent this information out to our city managers as well. We invite your teams if they'd like to participate in this risk management seminar. And finally, looking ahead at schedule, I want to note that our November board meeting is actually being held December 1. I expect to have a rather full agenda, as we won't have an official December board cycle. That concludes my report out. Madam Chair, any questions for me?
Any questions? I believe we don't have any questions. Thank you. Item number 5 is Audit and Finance Subcommittee update. Councilman Stiff, I'm just joking. I happen to oversee AFS last week, and here are some of the updates. I hope I'm not as in depth of what it is, but I will just say we did discuss the CFO recruitment update and where we were and where we were moving. FYI, 24 preliminary service level budget assumptions. You will be hearing later on the agency insurance renewal update. And then we adopted or accepted the credit card transaction and the travel expense audit. Are there any questions? I don't hear any, and I don't see any, and I'm keep it moving. All right, item number 6 The consent agenda is presented for action. Is there anybody that has any questions on the consent agenda? If not, can I have a motion and a second? Did I do that? Second. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Woohoo, did it. No discussion. All those in favor, please say aye. 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 Those that are not in favor? I don't hear any. The motion passes. Item number 7, Audit and Finance Subcommittee Charter Amendment. Jessica Messford-Miller will introduce this item.
I'd like Michael Warrow.
Okay.
To handle this item. Mr. Warrow.
Thank you, Madam Chair and board members. At the request of the AFS chair, we were asked to bring for consideration changes that allow the CEO to recruit, hire, and manage and discharge the CFO. The proposed red lines to the AFS charter align with the administrative code and provide a clear chain of authority for the incoming CFO. The red lines are provided in the materials that you have before you today. Can I get the next slide, please? You can see here a revised org chart. This is for illustration purposes only. This would be the effect of the changes in the AFS charter, changing a dotted line to a solid line for direct report of the CFO to the CEO. The duties and powers of the AFS, quote, are to provide oversight of the financial activities and internal audit functions of RPTA and VMR. Those duties and powers remain unchanged. The only change to the AFS is while it will still continue to provide input, it will no longer formally oversee the CEO or be required to approve the CFO's annual performance evaluation. There are no other changes being requested, especially ones that affect the internal auditor in this charter amendment. The CEO and AFS have been working hard to select a new CFO. The effect of this change in the amendment to the CEO employment agreement that was discussed in executive session and passed a few moments ago will allow Valley Metro to wrap up the CFO recruitment without any further delay. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
I just want to make a quick note that we've got a lot of chief positions. Mr. Warrow, you mentioned earlier the board would no longer oversee the duties of the CEO, but I believe you meant the CFO.
CFO, that's correct. Thank you.
Yeah. Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it would have been a big deal. Are there any questions? I see none. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
There is a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Thank you. The motion carries or passes. Insurance renewal.
This is also Mr. Warrow.
Okay, Mr. Warrow, you will introduce the item.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair and members. So you have insurance materials that are included in your packet, and what a difference a year can make, right? So last year, Valley Metro experienced a 74% price increase for insurance coverage. This year, we did a little bit better at a 3% increase. And I really should just stop there, but there are a few quick points that I want to make before we give this over to the board for consideration. Because of the date change of the next board meeting, we needed to present this renewal a month earlier than usual. Our partners at Alliant were very responsive to our needs and were able to come back to us with these quotes that you have before us in record time. They will continue to negotiate up until closer to our to the expiration of our policies to get the best rates possible, and that's why you have the numbers presented to you as a not to exceed amount today. I'd like to thank Ashley Groth in our office and all of the staff here at Valley Metro that provided information for us to take to the insurance market. This year provided some additional twists and turns concerning inflation that we had not been faced with before, and our staff, many times short-staffed, came through when we needed them. We also usually proceed to take our proposal up through your staffs with roundtables and presentations at various meetings, which time did not allow us to do this cycle. What we did do is develop a new presentation, which you've all been provided in your packets, with the aim of making the information more accessible and digestible. I hope that you like it. The breakdown was provided simultaneously to all of your staffs and groups, along with the board earlier this week, with the invitation to review it and ask questions. We did receive some questions from staff and were able to answer those as they came along. The types of coverage limits and SIRs for the upcoming year remain the same as last year. You'll notice the amount of property we're covering has grown and will continue to grow in years to come. The only other notable change is a bridge over the Tempe Canal at Apache, where ownership has not been finally determined yet. Because our rail runs over that bridge, our recommendation is to include it in our coverage at this time and address it again once we have more definitive information. The increase in premium related to that overall insurance cost is relatively negligible, and the cost far outweighs the risk of not being covered should an incident occur on that bridge. I realize that due to our shortened renewal schedule, you might have some questions or be passing along questions from some of your staff. And because of that, our broker is here today, and either one of us can answer any questions that you might have.
Anyone have any questions? Doesn't look like it. Good job. May I have a motion?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those that are not, say nay. Motion carries. Thank you. The next item is for information only. Does anybody want a presentation on this item? Doesn't look like it. Thank you. Next, item 10, report on current events and suggested future agenda items. Is there anybody that wants to talk about any current events or any items in the future? All righty. The next meeting, as mentioned, will be a study session that will begin at 11:15 a.m. and then the board meeting will begin at 12:15 on Thursday, December 1st, 2022. I am now adjourning the meeting. Yeah, okay. RPTA. How does this keep going? Okay. I'm going to convene the meeting and welcome members to the October meeting. Public comment. The public will be provided with an opportunity at this time to address the committees on the non-agenda items and all action agenda items. Up to 3 minutes will be provided per speaker unless the chair allows more at her discretion. A total of 15 minutes for all speakers will be provided. Do you have any comments? Mr. Crowley?
Oh, yeah.
It's too bad you don't have an agenda item on there of how you're going to be presenting to MAG a better program than what they've got, since when the governor vetoed it, it had things in there that were the bust. And I also note that in this new plan that has been rejected, it has in there that we're going to do routes according to MAG by ridership and distance. Well, that takes away having any rural routes. And also, it's not the way you should be doing the estimates of what you should be doing. I think it should be traffic counts. And that way you can get multiple rides during the daytime when it's heavier concentrations of traffic. But then you need to have it going all the way through. The system needs to be 24 hours and 7 days a week. And with the new plan in that, it doesn't go anywhere near that. It also has in there a thing for the rail extensions for 10 and to the Capitol, both of which aren't multimodal. The reason that you have a singular CEO is because that way both of the systems were not alien to each other, and it was going to be multimodal. So when the rail keeps on doing stuff that isn't, I wonder how come. I've got here the map of the system. See all those little green lines on there? Those are routes that were supposed to be done and didn't get done or finished. And we're talking 99, my favorite for 2023 is going to be Litchfield. And in your new service changes, you don't have Litchfield in there. And you don't have the infill of Buckeye, Indian School, Camelback, Northern, Bell Road, and then on the east side, where's the Queen Creek bus? Where's the one on Greenfield? Now, in the document that I got from the CEO and with staff, it said that when they cut back, all they did was take away 2 of the super grid routes. Well, according to this, that don't be the case. And I only just happened to take your map and the document that has, like I said, 2023, Litchfield Road, Lower Buckeye to R.H. Johnson. How hard is it?
Thank you. Item number 2 is minutes. The minutes from the September 22nd, 2022 board meeting. Do I have a motion? Or are there any questions? Okay, I'll move. I have a motion. Second. Have a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those that are not, please say nay. Motion carries. Item number 3, West Valley Fixed Route Bus Service Contract Change Order. Ms. Jessica Medford-Miller will introduce this item.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This item is a request for the Board of Directors to authorize the CEO to execute a change order with Total Ride for the purposes of wage rate increases for Total Ride contract team members in the amount not to exceed $539,200. This is for the remainder of the performance period of the Total Ride contract, beginning December 1st, 2022, and running through June 30th, 2024. May I answer any questions?
No questions, I don't see any. So may I have a motion on the staff's recommendation?
I move approval of agenda item number 3, West Valley Fixed Bus Route.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those, any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any nays? Motion carried. Item number 4, East Valley Fixed Route Bus Service Contract Change Order Wage Rate.
This is the second of 3 contract ceiling increase requests we have before the board this morning, this being for the East Valley Bus Operations and Maintenance Contract with First Transit. The request is for the Board of Directors to authorize the CEO to enter into a contract change order with First Transit for an amount not to exceed $2,910,900 for the period of performance from December 1, 2022 through June 30th, 2023. May I answer any questions?
Any questions? May I have a motion on the staff's recommendation?
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any nays? I hear all ayes. Motion carries. Hope everybody heard that. Item number 5, proposed April 2023 service changes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's a memo in your packet outlining proposed service changes that would become effective April 1st, 2023. This information is for information only, no action is required. I would like to note that the item pertaining to route number 533, Mesa Express, has been removed from the proposed service changes.
Thank you for notifying us of the changes. This is for information only. There is no action. Item 6, report on current events and suggested future agenda items. Jeff, do you have any future agenda items? No, okay. I believe we're close to adjournment. Next meeting Thursday, December 1st, 2022. See you at 12:15.
Madam Chair, I just wanted to mention that I won't be here for the December 1st meeting. I have an all-day retreat December 1st and 2nd.
Okay, thank you. Duly noted. Yeah.
Yeah, we're excited about it. Yeah, thanks.
Vice Mayor Adams, we can begin whenever you're ready. Come.
All right, we're going to go ahead and start the meeting. The public will be provided an opportunity at this time to address the committee on non-agenda items and all action agenda items. Up to 3 minutes will be provided per speaker, unless the chair allows more at her discretion. A total of 15 minutes for all speakers will be provided. Do I have anyone from the public wishing to speak?
Blue Crowley.
Referring to Regional Strategic Transit Infrastructure Investment Plan, the thing that the governor rejected, critical state of good repair, transit asset management, $1.1 billion. As I stated before, you've got, 70 units within the fleet, and if you had to pay the whole thing, that 5 times 70 only comes to $350 million. What's going on with the other 75 million? Or 700 million. So I understand that also includes the rail, and a mile of rail is what, $91 million, but that's if it's from breaking ground and taking it in. Are we anticipating that much loss of integrity of our rail, and we're going to have to replace what part of it? I'd like somebody from staff to explain that part to me, because if that be the case, the reason that the rail goes out of alignment, et cetera, is friction, right? so why are we using overhead instead of maglev? You know, magnetic levitation, it's what the bullet trains, what a lot of the other rail things have converted into, because it doesn't tear up the rail at all because of it being magnets making it move. It doesn't have that friction. But when that was presented to you guys back in the 80s, staff said, no, we're going overhead. So there are ways that we can fix this. There are ways to get it done. And also in here, it's got the Capital West retention and extension and the other one. Are you guys ever going to redo it so that every single one of the bus routes that cross it is connected? Because right now your plan doesn't. I'll give you a half a minute back of your lives. Enjoy.
Thank you very much. The next item, number 2, is regarding the minutes. Are there any questions regarding last month's minutes? Okay, no questions are heard. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from September 22nd, 2022?
I have a motion for item 2.
Do I have a second? I'll second it. Any discussion between the two of us? Okay, no discussion.
Mayor, Councilmember Heredia is on the WebEx, so we do have a quorum, so we can keep going.
Okay, thank you. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3, Rail Transportation Services Contract, change order, wage rates. Jessica, would you like to talk about this?
I would. Thank you, Madam Chair. This item before you is the third and final wage rate increase contract ceiling request that we have before you. This would request authorization for the CEO to enter into a change order with Alternative Concepts, Inc. That is our rail or light rail and streetcar operator in an amount not to exceed $1.383 and $300 for the period beginning December 1, 2022 and running through the length of the contract, expiring on June 30th, 2025. May I answer any questions about this change order request?
I don't see any questions. So I have a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve item 3.
Do I have a second? I'll second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4, settlement of claim, Bufanda versus Valley Metro, Andia versus Valley Metro, Smith versus Valley Metro, Torres versus Valley Metro, and Salazar versus Valley Metro. Jessica, would you like to discuss this?
I'd like to ask Mr. Walrow to address this item.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair, Board, as you're aware, this item concerns the derailment cases that go back to March 14th of 2021. There were 5 lawsuits that stemmed from that incident, and we've been proceeding with litigation on them. I am pleased to report to the board, after a difficult negotiation over several days inside and outside of the mediation, that we were able to come to a full resolution on all of the cases involved in the litigation. I think that you can all appreciate the litigation value of getting all of the cases resolved and not leaving any of them to continue. Today, you have not to exceed amounts to consider for settlement in each of those cases, and you'll notice that they came in far below what had previously been discussed by the board in terms of settlement authority. I would like to point out that our partners at ACI will be contributing $150,000 towards the litigation and settlement of the litigation in that case. That's not included in the amounts that I've given you today. And then I'd also just like to mention the impact that being able to settle cases and resolve cases like this has on our ability to go out and get good insurance quotes. And so I would like to thank the board for working with us to be able to get cases like this and the Jackson case last month settled, so that we can do a good job for the organization when it comes to risk and insurance. So it definitely makes my job a lot easier, and I just wanted to thank the board for that.
Thank you very much. Do I have a motion to approve?
I have a motion to approve item 4.
Do I have a second? I'll second it.
Second.
Any discussion?
Aye.
Oh, thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none? All in favor? Aye? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Number 5, report on current events and suggested future agenda items. Are there any reports or current events that anyone wants to discuss?
No.
Hearing none. The next meeting will be on Thursday, December 1st at 2022 at 12:15 p.m. We are now adjourned.